Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Welcome to another episode of the Entrepreneur Enclave. Wow, you got me thinking, brother. I'm your host, Kevin Wortham. So when we talk about the Entrepreneur Enclave, man, we're talking about everything about building, right? And supporting those folks who build and having those folks who are telling the story about building share their story. So welcome to the platform for part 2 is my man, Kevin Hedge. Talk to me, brother. How are you this morning?
Man, I'm excellent. What's the deal, bro?
Nothing at all, man. We had such a great time. The first time we knew that we had to get a part 2, maybe even a part 3 in here. And I just want to give you a shout out, right? It was indeed a pleasure. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I'm totally honored and flattered that you would even think I could be involved in your work. I'm super excited and impressed by the way you've chosen to handle this and what you're going after with this. So I'm excited to be down, man. I'm honored to be down.
Thank you, beloved. So here we go. I gotta give you a shout out and just thank you, man. So after our first podcast, our conversation, you came out to support me for the Wear the Red If You Love House Music Festival that not festival, but just party, right? That we did at Cooper's River, February the 18th. And what impressed me was you're very humble, very unassuming, but you're rich in knowledge, man. Wow. And everybody or quite a few people knew you, right? So before we jump into this conversation, I just want to tell you that if folks were to put the word legendary in front of your name, it would not serve the purpose, because you are much greater than that, man. You are at the forefront of what we call house music, man, and I thank you, man.
You're very, very kind, man. Very kind, too kind, in fact. I'm just blessed, man. I've been blessed my whole life. You know, the original blessing starts with being blessed to come to the right parents.
Yes.
It starts there. That's your original blessing.
Yes.
If you're anybody in this world and you had great parents, that's your first blessing.
Absolutely. But again, you are out here creating the industry that we are loving so much now. So we've got to give you your kudos, man.
I'm going to take it back. I didn't create. I was a participant in it, and it was my life dream. It was absolutely, it was like what I was put here to do, man. It was my life's work. I mean, even as far back as 1983, I think I was about 16 years old.
Yes.
I graduated Science High School in Newark, New Jersey.
Yes.
In 1983. And in there, it took a young lady who I knew who went to school with me to tell me this. In there, in the yearbook, the graduation yearbook, 1983 Science High, it's a clip. You know how they have the seniors' pictures and then they have a little caption written up under the seniors' picture. In that caption, it says that Kevin is going to be a DJ and pursue a career in audio engineering.
Wow.
That's 1983.
Wow.
It's right now, it's 2023.
Yes. 24.
Well, 24, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking, 24.
Yeah.
Didn't even think it yet. So, but it actually happened.
Yeah.
What I said in that yearbook in 1983 at 16 years old, actually manifested, and I've lived that life. So that is something that I try to impress upon people. You got a dream, man.
Yes.
It can happen.
Absolutely.
I know it can happen.
Absolutely. And again, I'm not going to get into arguing with you or going back and forth, but you are one of the innovators in this industry, man. And
Thank you, bro. I'm blessed. We could go
yeah.
on to the rest of your questions, but I can't take this accolade stuff too
Okay. All right. Okay, I got you. Okay, I'll get off my horse. So
much.
listen, how do you think, does the industry need improvement? Does the house music industry need improvement?
In what way now? I can pick several ways it needs improvement, but what way is important to you?
Well, there's several, but the first way I'm going to talk about in terms of collective support. Us,
What do you mean collective support?
us coming together, us supporting more of the venues that we do, and the parties and the promotions that we do. How do we do that better?
Somebody has to take the lead and pull that together.
Okay.
Over the last year, I've given brothers like Dawood Johnson and Jihad Muhammad, a few other brothers that drove these summer events.
Yes.
I've given them the idea that instead of you guys throwing y'all one-off events individually,
yes,
why don't y'all call a meeting and call it the New Jersey Coalition of House Music Conference event? And you get together and let's work as one audience. Let's sit down and make a plan. Everybody's got their date in the summer. We make all the dates work for everybody. And then somebody takes that idea of all these events are going to be put on this summer. That means in the summer we can see maybe 100,000 people, or maybe even 200 to 300,000 eyeballs in the summer. Why this is going to be important to say eyeballs is you're going to find out.
Yeah.
At that point, if I'm the head of this convention, this group of event promoters, if I'm the head all over New Jersey, I'm going to talk to Walmart and say, look, we looking for a sponsor to sponsor the events throughout the state.
Yes.
All summer long, these are the dates we're going to be throwing events in these towns. Here's the proximity to your Walmarts in those towns.
I love it.
If you can give us some kind of sponsorship, we'll include you in all our marketing and promotion and use you as a title sponsor. Then you sit down with somebody who can write up a sponsorship deck. A sponsorship deck is something that you would need to encourage sponsors to invest with you.
Yes.
Once you get the sponsorship deck, you can go sit down with not just Walmart, but CVS,
yes,
Walgreens. It's countless opportunities that you can get people to invest in this overall, not just one-off. See, the problem with a one-off, if you go to somebody in Trenton and you say, hey, look, we're looking for sponsors, they're going to ask you how many people. You're going to say, probably about 1,000 people.
yeah,
That's not going to get me off my heart, off my mark. I'm not. So what if you get 1,000 people? But if you're telling me that all over this whole state, this summer in New Jersey, you're going to see 100,000 people.
yes,
Throughout the state. And every time we do an event, on every event, my brand will be promoted and marketed.
yes,
If I'm Target, I might look into that. If I'm Target,
yes,
I might look into that. And we have to be smart about it. Somebody's got to sit down and actually do the work.
yes,
I mean, the work of actually putting it on paper,
yes,
organizing it. And then you take, because a lot of people, what a lot of these guys are doing is they're getting sponsorship money from the town, the municipalities that they're doing these events in.
yes,
Through whoever is running the municipality, they're ponying up some of the money for it. So that's one, but they're not stopping you from going to Walmart and asking for additional promotional support.
yes,
So instead of just selling for the money that you get from the community, that's just enough to throw the event. Let's go work to make a larger organization.
yes,
And then now we set every year, January, we all have a meeting. We sit down, we pick the dates during the summer that everybody's going to get. You know, you set up the rain dates, and we give the bylaws and the parameters why you can join this. And if you do,
yes,
now some of this money that comes in from sponsorship, we can put into your pocket.
Yes.
And that's your walkaway money.
Yes.
That's walkaway money. That's money for you to just put in your bank. And that's money for you to reinvest in yourself personally.
Yes. No, I love it. And I think that, well, I want you to hold that thought because I want to interject this. The reason why I love that idea is because that's what brought you and I together. So we were originally talking about creating a venue
collective
that we would own, but now you're going down another path where we're talking about outdoor sponsorship. Yeah.
This gets you to the venue.
Yeah.
Because now instead of you going at it solo,
yeah,
it's probably at least 30 events that happen during the summer all over the state of New Jersey,
if not more.
If not more, I don't know because I don't really go around. But instead of you doing it like that, now you got 30 people signed on. Why do you think Why do you think Trump got elected? Because people voted for him. Yeah. So I'm not saying we have to be a Trump promoter, but you have to look at the power in togetherness. Working together is power. And if they all started working together, then New Jersey House Music Event Collective team, if y'all all started working together, look at how much more you can get accomplished. Yeah. And you don't have to incur on each other's events. All you have to do is be down with it. Mm-hmm. And then whatever we say, hey, listen, when you do your flyers, every flyer has to have Walmart on it. Mm-hmm. When you set your stage up, this is how your stage has to be set up to display Walmart or Target or CVS or whoever is working with it. And you don't really have to just stick with those that's ambitious, Walmart, Target. Let's go for some smaller ones. What about some of these smaller food markets?
Yeah, some of the regional. Listen, that's too much like right. And I think that at the end of the day, right, what's going to happen is you know this. We're never going to be 100% on board. There's going to always be somebody's ego that's not going to want to be a part of this. And
nah, man, I want you to think about. Look at on Netflix. They got a movie. It's called Reachin.
Okay.
Okay, it's the story of Bayard Rustin.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I saw that. Yeah.
That's who you need. Somebody that can bring everybody together. He did it because he was smart enough to know if the NAACP don't want to be down, we go into Dr. King. Yeah. And the NAACP can't say no to Dr. King. Yeah. So if you got majority of the people working with you, the ones who don't want to be down will have to be down eventually because the best is down. The guys you need, we all in this together. That's how they got 250,000 people to come to Washington.
Absolutely.
But that Bayard Rustin, we never heard of him until now.
Yeah, just recently, man. Yeah.
We didn't think of the logistics of pulling off that march. Yeah. We didn't think of when I was watching, I'm like, yeah, they need a sound system. They needed this. I'm like, who pulled all this together was that gentleman, Bayard Rustin.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I live in Trenton, and he has a street and a foundation named after him in Princeton, because that's where his foundation.
No one knows who he is.
Well, I mean, so I think now more people know about him, but during that time, no one knew about him, and they never knew how active he was in King's life.
That's what I'm saying. He was he was the catalyst for us to really give Dr. King his greatest glory. Yes. He was the catalyst. Somebody had to do the work. Yeah. Somebody had to do the work and let the artist shine. Yeah. Dr. King was the artist and Bayard was the management company. Yeah. So when you talk about New Jersey and doing this, you telling me you're doing an event outside of the venue you were at? I think that's great, but why would you do it alone when you can do it with the next guy in the next town? Y'all all promote. Each one promotes the other one.
No, listen, I'm all down, right? I'm all down for collaborating, right? But at the same
And
time,
then,
go ahead.
mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, but at the same time, though, I'm not going to stand for the foolishness, and I'm not going to stand for me
well,
having to baby you to
well,
convince you
you
that
got.
this is the way we need to go.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. That's a part of being the leader. That's what you learn from Bayard. Leaders got to lead. You can't lead and think it's going to be easy. If you getting in this to be a leader and a world changer and trying to accomplish something that's never been done before, you gonna have to kiss some babies.
No, I don't listen. I don't mind kissing the babies, but I'm not.
You gonna have to kiss some ASS.
Well, well, we got to reconsider that one.
What I'm saying to you, if your dream is big enough, you're gonna do what's necessary to make your dream come true. Because the end goal is not your emotion. The end goal is to accomplish the dream.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
I'm just saying to you, sometimes it's great for everybody to man up, but Jesus, since that's who everybody talks about, he sacrificed it all.
Yeah.
For one purpose.
Yeah.
Gandhi sacrificed it all for one purpose.
Yeah.
The Reverend Dr. King sacrificed his life for one purpose.
But
look at all of what he had to go through. He had to settle. He knew he was going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Bayard had to tell him, like, why are you waiting for them to come arrest you? Why don't you go turn yourself in? Then you put the power back in your hands.
Yeah.
This guy is genius, man.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm saying with you talking about this business, you're talking to guys that only are interested in DJing. 90% of the guys you're going to talk to is going to only be interested in getting their name out there as a DJ. You started off this conversation as, what do you think that is missing from our house music community or soulful house music community?
Yes.
I don't think it's enough people know how to do business.
Got you.
I think even with these outdoor events, most of the time it's DJs throwing the event so they can DJ and show you that they can DJ.
Yes.
They're inviting you to their outdoor event so they can DJ at it. They're not interested in being businessmen. Got you. The reason why we know Motown is because Barry Gordy became a businessman.
Yes.
That's the reason why you know Motown.
Yes. Because
he decided to be a businessman. At some point, you're going to need somebody to do business if you want to take the thing further.
Absolutely. Again,
you're going to have to do that.
And that's why you and I have been chopping it up so well, man, because we're picking each other's brains, and we're trying to get a foundation of how we move forward. So yeah, I am listening to you, sir.
Don't be afraid.
Oh, never afraid. Never afraid.
Don't be afraid to dream. That's what I'm talking about.
No, never.
Don't be afraid to. I have, I've been doing this thing since I was 17 years old.
Yes.
Told you that when I met you.
Yes.
So, I'm 57. That's 40 years of my life.
Yes.
I've been doing this longer than I've been on Earth.
Yeah.
So, I've devoted my whole life to this.
Yes.
I was telling my man that I met, I said, he was telling me about what he does, and I'm like, he was asking me, I said, this is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But just tell us somebody, I'm not a plumber and then I DJ on the weekend. I'm not an electrician and a DJ on the weekend. I'm not a cop who DJs on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Every day when I wake up, I think about this first.
Yes.
Every day.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. They don't have enough businessmen who know how to sit down and talk about these things that you and I, And I want a businessman to tell me, Kevin, that's a great idea, but this is what you don't understand.
Yes.
I want somebody to tell me that. I haven't met anybody who would even dare to take the idea further.
Yeah.
I haven't met anybody. I haven't met anybody who decided to take the idea and try to implement it.
Yes.
At whatever level. Maybe you don't go to a whole state. Maybe you just stay in the Northeast. Maybe you just stay in the Middlesex area. Maybe you just stay in the Southern area. Like, it's up to you what you can do with it.
Yeah.
But my vision is, let's make it a real thing for the summer.
Absolutely.
I'm not interested in doing the work.
Yeah. I understood.
That's why it's not getting done. I'm just not interested in doing it.
Yeah.
But when I was working on these, what was the first original event, outdoor house music event in New Jersey? Do you remember the first one?
I do not, but there's a couple of groups that that talk about being around for 15, 16, 17 years, and that would be the Lincoln Park Music Festival. That's been about 18. They've been going for about 18 years now.
Who do you think started that?
So I'm going to assume, because I'm talking to you, you had something to do with it.
Go talk to Tony Smith. Tony Smith is the original founder.
Okay.
He visited with me in my office in New York.
Yes.
And we put it together from there, and we manifested.
Okay. Because Anthony Smith is now the executive director, and so they're doing exactly what you're talking about. They've got major sponsors now.
I said Tony Smith.
Yeah.
It's semantics. Anthony Smith and Tony Smith is the same person.
Oh, okay, then I talk to him all the time.
So you ask Anthony Smith who Kevin Hedge is.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Okay, I will.
You ask him, yeah, do you know Kevin Hedge? Just say that.
Yeah.
See what he said.
And matter of fact, I was supposed to interview him again, and we actually talked about bringing my podcasting equipment up to his event, so that I could interview some of the entrepreneurs and some of the house music festival goers, just to kind of get a sense of what they're doing. Yeah.
Tony gets it, but
yeah.
You know, I stopped working when my son was born.
Yes.
I kind of stopped working.
Yes.
You know, it was important for me to figure out this new thing God blessed me with.
Yes.
But when I was working heavily, me and Tony worked together. Ask him who helped him bring B.B. Winans. Who brought B.B. Winans to Newark to put on his stage?
Got you.
All you had to do is say, hey, I call him Tony. And you call him Anthony. Anthony is his professional name. I call him Tony.
Got you, man. I got you, man. Yeah.
And just say, hey, Anthony, do you know this guy named Kevin Hedge?
Mm-hmm.
Put it like that. I'd love to see what his answer would be.
Will do. And you know I'm going to do that and text you the results, brother. But again, this is why we're talking. This is why we're trying to collaborate. This is why we're trying to move some things forward. But
yeah, I'm messing you up right now because your interview is going south. So let's get back on the interview.
It's not going south. It's going right where it needs to go. This is good, man. So, you know, again, this is unscripted, and we're just having a conversation, brother. So this is good, man. This is good.
But that's what I think needs to happen in house music. You need more business people. You need more people devoted to doing business.
Yes.
Instead of wanting to be the stars of it.
Yes.
Most people want to be the stars. They want to be the DJ.
Yes.
They want to be the guy who gets all the accolades.
Yes.
But there's got to be a guy who is behind that guy.
Yeah.
And we all know who Tony Humphries is, but do you know who Al Murphy was?
Got you.
Al Murphy, he opened that spot.
Got you.
So this is what I'm talking about. There's got to be some more businessmen come along.
And I think I'm a businessman because I can't DJ or dance a lick.
But you see, why you're important to this organization or to this scene,
yes,
is because you are a businessman and you're not interested in being on stage and DJing.
Very true.
Love the business of house music with a passion. You've got the passion for the music, but it's not in the sense of, yo, check me out, I'm the next DJ.
Yeah.
That's what a real businessman do. See, like again, we go back to the story of Barry Gordy.
Yes.
He wasn't interested in being a singer.
Mm-hmm.
He was interested in running a business to highlight and promote singers,
Mm-hmm.
to help singers and songwriters. That's Barry Gordy originally was a songwriter. He wrote "To Be Loved." What's his name? He's an old singer. I can't think of his name right now. He was huge in the days.
Okay.
He wrote that song, "To Be Loved." Oh, what a feeling to be loved.
I know what you're talking about too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Barry Gordy wrote that. And as a result of that, he started to understand the business of music as a business, not just as a songwriter
Yes.
or producer. And then he understood, hey, well, you know what? There's no limitation. I can put my own records out.
Yeah.
And he figured out how to do it and change the lives of so many people.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Not just himself, but you know, when you think about like that greatest night in pop, that documentary, I think that's on Netflix.
Okay.
Right.
I haven't seen that yet, but go ahead.
When you the lead people, the most important people are part of that USA for Africa.
Yes.
All of them came out of Motown. Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson,
Yes.
Steve Wonder.
Yes.
They wrote the song. They would lead on the project.
Mm-hmm.
All the three of them came from Motown. Now, if Barry Gordy would have been the one to been a singer himself, you'd have never met none of them.
Mm-hmm.
Or those flowers wouldn't have had a chance to bloom.
Yes.
Somebody's got to be the gardener. And I myself have always enjoyed being the gardener.
And I appreciate that, man.
Whether it's you knew about Lincoln Park Music Festival, but you didn't know my name had anything to do with it. Now when you talk,
now I know.
now when you talk to Anthony,
yes,
you will find out what my involvement was.
Absolutely, absolutely, man.
People go to shelter, they didn't know what my involvement was.
Yes.
Until they started to know later on.
Yes.
Because it wasn't important for me to get the accolades or the shine. What was important is that I gave you a great product.
Yes.
I wanted the product to be great.
Yes.
You got to be really in love with what your service. If it's the service, it's the product.
Yes.
You got to really love that. When I was a record producer,
mm-hmm.
I wanted to make the best records I could make.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a nightlife entrepreneur, I wanted to throw the best nightlife events I could throw. You know, when I was, what else did I have done? I've been really blessed, man. When I was a record company owner, we owned West End Records. I wanted to sign the best artists and records that we could sign, but more importantly, I wanted to move the brand and the catalog of West End into today.
Yes.
That was the goal. We was able to do it and leverage it, and eventually that was it.
Got you. Yeah, because I spoke to I did a conversation, an interview with Paul Scott last night.
He knows me. We was up in New York together. Yeah.
Yeah, and again,
what did he say about me? That creep.
Well, no, we didn't even talk about you. We just talked, lightly about the industry, right?
Right.
But again, what I'm saying to you is I'm talking to people in my mind I think are industry leaders who are innovative in this industry, and I want to give them the platform.
To a large degree, Paul wanted to be a DJ producer.
Yeah, that
was his goal.
Yeah. And matter of fact, he's coming down. I forgot the date. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. My brain just went there. He's coming down March the 10th, man.
To do what?
He's coming down to DJ. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna say this to you. This is gonna make you laugh. You're gonna have to edit this out your video or out of your audio. I was talking to my assistant when she asked, "Well, how did it go when I went down to see you?" Because they was really shocked that I went anywhere, right?
Yes.
So I said, "You know what's interesting? I think what is true or what I wanted is more true than not." She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Because he's telling me all these DJs that he's bringing down there to play. And he's talking to me about something that has nothing to do with being a DJ at his party." I said, "That's interesting to me." The fact that he didn't see me as a DJ. He doesn't see me as a DJ. You see me as this business guy or record producer. I mean, I don't even know what you see me as.
No. So listen, right? When the introduction was made, I was already having conversation with your boy Sam Phillips, right? And he said, "I've got the man for you." And so as soon as he said that you used to own this shelter, I'm like, that's where we need to go. Because for me, ultimately is to have a venue.
Yeah, I dig it. But what's interesting is that for you never knew about my record production career. Like, all of that is a part of me even getting to own the shelter.
Yeah.
It's because of that. Yeah. It's just interesting that even when I was talking to Ed.
Yeah, Gusto.
And I met him in 1987. We were in the UK together at a radio station.
Wow.
Back then, he was, we both were kids. And, but he didn't see me as an artist, DJ. He saw me as, "Oh, you're Kevin Hedge, the business guy."
Yeah.
At one time, I did want that title. At one time in New York, my nickname was the house music Russell Simmons.
Okay, I can see that.
A lot of people used to call me that. "Oh, you the house music Russell Simmons."
Kevin, I can see that, brother. I can see that, right? Yes, I can see that.
But I guess and originally, my original start in this business was being started from DJing into being a record producer, songwriter.
Yes.
And then everything else comes after that.
Yes.
Everything else comes after that. Not just, again, we get off the point of the interview. Let's go back to your questions, man.
Listen, man, we are good, man. This could be a 10-part series if we need to. This is good. I'm giving you the platform.
Well, the important thing is to get the information out that you want to get out.
Absolutely.
Never mind talking about how my career got started.
Well, we talked about that. We can continue to talk about that. Come on, man. Stop that.
This is not an interview of who Kevin Hedge is and how he started. The interview is to discuss what was on your heart about business. That's what the interview is supposed to be about. That's what I think that your goal was.
Well,
obviously we're going to talk about.
We could always move it around, man. Come on, man.
I don't want to deviate too far.
No, and again, it's not so much an interview, because in my mind, when you say interview, that means it's standard. I'm saying it's a conversation. So a lot of times when you break bread with your friends and you're having a conversation, you'll go down, 10 degrees left, 100 degrees right. It's all good because we're learning from each other, and at the end of the day, we're all going to use this for something helpful.
So I'm going to say you the house music club Shay Shay right now.
I'll take that. Yeah.
So what else you got for me, man?
So here's the thing, right? And we talked about this. Why are there so many egos in this game, man? Why is that?
Because everybody wants to be a star.
Got you.
You need to have your ego to be a star.
Got you.
You cannot be a star without an ego.
Okay.
You need that ego to drive you.
Got you. And so how,
wants to
how
be a star.
how do we tame that ego? How do we control that ego? How do we uh,
Why would
compartment?
you
Yeah.
want? Why would you want to do that? If
Okay.
Michael Jordan didn't believe he was the best, he wouldn't have been Michael Jordan.
Okay.
You gotta have that to get where you want to go in this music entertainment field.
Gotcha.
This is not a job that you get. You go to college and you learn how to get it, and then you get out of school and you become whatever you're gonna become. This is a job where it's a roll of the dice, essentially. When even if you're one of the best musicians you ever knew, don't mean you're gonna be successful at making records.
Yep.
So you gotta think you're great. Every day you gotta tell yourself, I'm the best out here. I'm the best out here. In the morning when I get up, I have a statement on the back of my door.
Yes.
Every time you come in contact with the universe, what should come out of you is excellence.
Yes.
So before I leave the house, I'm trying to orient my mind for excellence.
Yes.
That means excellent thoughts, excellent speech, excellent intentions, excellent action, excellence. That's what you got to be wanting to be.
Yes.
And to believe that you are excellent, you got to have an ego. It's how you control that ego. It's how you control it. That will allow you to prosper or not.
I get that. Yeah.
So it's up to you. You have an ego. You thought you were important enough to talk to Kevin Hedge. Without your ego, you would have never called me.
But
Think about it.
no, I got that, but I guess the other piece, is missing, and we're going to talk about that too. Is yes, you're right. Everybody has an ego because that's part of our drive. Some egos are higher than others. I think that when we start talking about the ego and the arrogance and that piece, and the willingness not to want to work with certain people, that piece, how do we get around that?
There's nothing you can do about that. What do you mean? How do you get around it? I'm not really understanding. What are you trying to get around? Or like when they don't want to work with you, you go do the work yourself. If you're the best at it, everybody's gonna want to mess with you.
Got you.
If you're the greatest at it,
Got you.
everybody's gonna want to mess with you.
Got you.
I mean, you just be great at what you do.
Now, my next question is to you, right? How come we don't have more minority ownership in some of these venues?
Because we started at a 400-year disadvantage in this country.
Okay.
We have a 400-year disadvantage. What I mean by 200 of those years we were in chattel slavery.
Yes.
We were actually in bondage.
Yes.
The other 200 so far to now is we've been trying to make up the difference.
Yes.
We just got the right to vote in 60 what?
Yeah, 50 something. Yeah, 55.
No, 60. Dr. King, he was still alive when he passed the law. So that was like 67, 8.
Okay.
So we just got the right to vote. Think about that.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Now, if you take history back, there's a great book that they made it into a movie now, but the book is called Cast.
Okay.
Caste, Cast.
Yes.
I don't have the lady's name who wrote it, but the movie is called Origin, and it's out now.
Okay.
And it talks, this book, if you read this book, it's going to change your life, man. You're going to think about black people in America in a whole different light.
Got you.
You're not going to be like, oh, why can't we work together? Because they made it so that we wouldn't work together. They made us be against each other.
Yep.
They created the crab in the barrel mentality amongst black people. All that is meant to keep black people down. If you think of this, man, just the logistics of this. You on a slave plantation right here in New Jersey. You're the slave owner, and slaving staff maybe 8 to 9.
Yep.
On that plantation, it's maybe 90 slaves.
Yes.
If that slave decided to rebel,
yes,
who's going to win? The slaves are going to win. It's only the master and his henchmen.
Yeah.
The slaves are going to win.
Yeah.
So they have to mentally castrate you.
Yes.
So that you wouldn't revolt. That's how. If you go all the way to the Caribbean became freer before North America,
yes,
because black people in the Caribbean, the Africans who were enslaved, decided to rebel.
Yes.
And they was in that situation where it was like 100 to 1. Like 100 slaves to 1 slave owner or in the party. Who's going to win in that case?
Yeah.
So how could we control you? We have to control you mentally.
Yes.
That's why they would take you and beat you in front of everybody else, whip you until you almost died, so that to send the message that this can happen to you.
Yes. I got
mentally, that's control. So we can't ever ask why black people can't do certain things. Think of this. The Emancipation Proclamation was what, 1863?
No, I'm listening to you. You give me the answer like I know that.
So in that case, we've only been out of slavery 1863 to 1963. That's 100 years. 63 to 2023. Was that another 60 years? So we only been out of slaves 60 years.
Yeah.
We only been free in this country for 160 years.
Yeah.
They've been building this country on the back of the slave trade since it started. Remember now, when you see slavery was so rich and lucrative, these guys were billionaires in comparison to today back then.
Absolutely.
So black people couldn't own land
yes,
or property back then.
Yes.
That's the wealth of the country. Property, land ownership. They were passing that down to their sons and daughters. We have never had the opportunity to really participate at that level.
Yes.
As black people. So I sometimes it annoys me when I hear us going at us about why we can't work together, because it's been set up for us to not work together. We only been out of chattel slavery 160 something years. As a matter of fact, I should really do the math. And if that's the case, we're babies at being free. We're babies at being free. We don't know how to be free and apply ourselves in this what you call capitalist society.
Yeah, yeah.
So you and I talk about business, and we have a passion for business and running a business and those type of things. And we're just getting to that point. They've been talking about this back in the 1600s.
Yeah.
Their white boys been talking about them owning businesses back in the 1600s.
Yep.
You and I just getting around to this conversation.
Yep. No, I got you. I got you.
Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat us up as a community because we want to rob, steal, and shoot and live in the ghetto and all that. I get it. I want my people to wake up so we can have better lives, but I understand we have to get to that point. Just like a child. You can't expect a child to act like an adult. We have to get to that point. And we will get there. We will get there. You can see it in America as the youth, even between you and I, we were around the same age.
Yes.
Between the time you and I was young adults, now that you have things in America that's blurring the lines between black and white. You go and look at these college campuses and places now, and you see black and white kids and Asian kids and Indian kids all hanging out together, listening to the same music, enjoying the same things in culture. Like there's no difference between them.
Yes.
Be encouraged.
Yep.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. I see it. I see it. Every time I go to college campus, I see it.
Well, you know, King said we may not get to the mountaintop together, but we're going to get there.
Well, he was talking about himself. He won't make it to. Yeah. That's what he was talking. Either way, the point is that idea that Dr. King laid out, that dream that he laid out, it is the story of the United States.
Absolutely.
He didn't make that up in his mind. That is the story of the Constitution. That's where he got it from. The Constitution is all men free and equal. We're gonna get there. We don't have a choice now. We gotta fight for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But organically, it's coming.
Yep.
It's coming. You can see it. When the George Floyd things happened, it wasn't just black people protesting.
Yeah.
People all over the world were protesting.
Yeah.
It's coming.
No.
That scared them more than anything else to see their white kids protesting as vigorously as black people were protesting.
Very true. Very true.
So now you got to have a Donald Trump because they have to try to put us back in our place.
Yep.
Problem is we really can't get to the boardrooms until we understand how to use our economics.
Yes.
And that's going to take time to come because it's too hard. We're all caught up into living our life, taking care of your family. That's your first priority.
Yes.
So it's hard to become a collective because they keep you with this minimum wage and all it is BS. They keep you hand to mouth.
Yep.
They keep you hand to mouth. You go out and work hard, and every day, let's say if you're making $20 an hour, by the time you do a day's work, you probably coming home with less than $100.
Yeah.
By the time you go buy gas to get back and forth to work, that's $20. Now you only got $80.
Yeah.
If you buy lunch, now you only have $70. If you buy food for your house, now you only have $20 left.
Yeah.
Like, then you got to pay your cell phone bill.
Yeah.
Like, you see the way it's set up.
Yeah.
It's set up to keep the rich rich.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's set up to do. So you and I can talk all we want about business and owning a building, and the only reason we can even discuss something like that is because our forefathers fought for an opportunity for us to do that.
Yes.
It's up to us what we do with it.
Now,
but like again, we done veered off the whole.
No, this is good. This is good. But I want to ask this question now because we're talking this way, right? In your career, in your passionate career, are there any things that you wanted to do different? I guess do you have any regrets for what you've done thus far?
No real regrets. Regarding me and my partner Josh, I wish I'd have been a better communicator.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't communicate my goal, my objectives, my dreams as well as I should have been communicating to him.
Yes.
Maybe that's it. And maybe there was a misunderstanding in that.
Okay.
However, no, I know you did what you had to do at the time.
Got you. What
It's no
would
different. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
what would bring you back out?
You know, man, people ask me that. I got so many great friends that ask me that. I don't have, it's got to be a purpose.
Okay.
You know, one of my mottos is I don't wake up in the morning to go chase a check.
Yes.
I wake up in the morning to live my purpose.
Yes.
So when I wake up, I don't think about, let me go to work so I can get this money. I think about how great can I be a dad today?
Yes.
How great can I be as a person who advances the community today? That's my purpose.
Yes.
It's not trying to make a dollar. That's not my purpose. My purpose is to be, how can I say it? A, not a giver, or I don't have, it's a word for it. But
Impactful. How impactful can you be that day?
yeah, I guess that's it. How can I be of service?
Okay. How can you be of service? Okay. Okay.
That's my purpose.
Okay.
So we do that every day.
Okay.
And like I said, when I wake up in the morning, that's my first prayer is about being of service.
Yes.
Let it be a great day. Let this happen.
Yes.
So I'm walking out the door. I'm looking on the back of my door. I'm looking at my sign.
Yes.
Kev, right now you're about to go and see the world.
Yes.
When you act in the world, make sure that you always are excellent.
Yes.
Don't let nobody throw you off. That's what this is about. How good I can be as a human being. Now, as a young man, you don't know that. When I was 19, 20, getting into the business,
Yes.
I didn't know that was my purpose.
Yes.
But if you rewind all of this, we're all the way back to like 1989, 1990.
Yes.
When we blazed an album, we were signed to Motown.
Yes.
If you go check out the album, the name of the album is 25 Years Later.
Okay.
The concept was, when the album was coming out, my concept was that this is 25 years later after the death of Malcolm X.
Okay.
That was the concept of the album. So in the album, there's a story. All the songs connect to a story.
Yes.
Where we're talking about an imaginary reincarnate of Malcolm X.
Yes.
In that time that the album was coming out, that was in the 90s. What would Malcolm X be doing in the 90s? This was my thought back then.
Okay.
Now, check it. I was just being a recording artist and making records.
Yes.
I wasn't thinking about being somebody who was trying to move society forward.
Okay.
I was just thinking of, how could I be a better songwriter? How could I be a better producer?
Got you.
And this thing of moving Black people forward was on my heart, that I devoted the only album that I could do on a major label. I devoted it to that concept of moving us as a Black community forward.
Got you.
Check out the album. It's called 25 Years Later by Blaze. It was on Motown Records.
Okay.
You can probably find it. Look at the album cover. The album cover is just a black and white picture. It's a drawing of kids, Black kids in the community. This is where I was when I was 20 years old. He started doing that album when I was 19 years old.
Yes.
Remind you now, I just graduated high school in 1983.
Yes.
In 1989, I was signing a deal with Motown.
Got you.
It's how fast things were moving.
Yeah. Now during this time, who was like a mentor to you?
Brother, God bless you, man. God bless you. I mean, I say this, man. It's embarrassing to talk about this, because I don't want to come off as arrogant.
No, never, brother.
Me and Jihad Muhammad.
Yes.
we was having this conversation because he'll call me up and ask me about different things about business or everything else.
Yes.
We'll have conversations about it. And before there was I told him, I said, before there was Kevin Hedge, there was no Kevin Hedge.
Yes.
We didn't really have anybody that could ever, in my family, in my life, or anybody we knew that ever tried to be in the music industry.
Yes.
So there was no one I could go to for help at that time.
Yes.
My life is T&E. You know what that is, right?
Don't know.
T&E is trial and error.
Okay. Got you.
You just coming up and doing it.
Got you.
And if that, making mistakes and figuring your way out.
Got you.
No, I didn't have like a big brother or somebody I knew that was in the music business that I could go and ask them questions.
Yes.
I didn't have anybody like that. We was just out there flying by the seat of our pants.
Yes.
God was with me.
Absolutely.
Now, what I say to people today is that you might not have an immediate mentor.
Yes.
But the jewel that I did have after I learned about it was books.
Okay.
Because there's somebody out there that did what you did before that may have wrote a book about it.
Yes.
You go pick up the book and now you can cross-reference it to your life.
Yes.
And now I think we are if you ever decide to put this New Jersey House Music Coalition, I don't got a name for it, together, I think the biggest sponsor that I would shoot for is audible.com.
Okay.
Audible is invaluable, especially to our community. What I mean by that, you know anything about Audible? Audible is the company that sells pre-read books, like you buy the books and it's audiobooks.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about auto.com because we also spend a lot of money with cars too. But go ahead.
Well, that's a waste of cars, a waste of money.
Yeah.
Audible. Audible.com.
Yes, I got you.
Every day you get up, you got to go someplace.
Yes.
If you work, every day you get in your car and you go to work.
Yes.
Imagine if you have a book that you listen to
yes.
on your way to work, on your way home.
Yes.
Something to inspire you.
Yes.
Audible.com has done this. Now through the magic of having these smartphones, it's just an app on your phone now.
Yeah.
So no matter wherever you at in the world, you can read a book. And then for young people who are interested into hip hop music or other more popular forms of music, you have people like 50 Cent who's written books about his life and career.
Yeah.
Rick Ross has a book.
Yeah.
Raekwon from Wu-Tang has a book. Quincy Jones has a few books. Stevie Wonder's got books. Like, you can now get this knowledge or just be inspired by turning on that app and listening. You don't have to sit down and read the book. You can listen. And because you can listen, that means you can do it anywhere at any time. Sometimes I'm on Audible. If you check my Audible account, I'm probably about 400 books in.
Okay.
And it's just it's an obsession. Like right now, you and I talking, I would have probably been preparing my Audible book. I'm reading the book right now by Chris Blackwell.
Okay.
Interesting. Chris Blackwell is the guy who signed Bob Marley.
Okay.
Chris Blackwell he was the founder of Island Records. So I'm getting to this Chris Blackwell book at the same time they're dropping the Bob Marley movie. It's God's working in there somewhere.
Yeah.
God is working in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Because in my life, I would have been more like a Chris Blackwell. Chris Blackwell is white, but he was born in Jamaica.
Yeah.
His father was English, I think, and his mother was black. I don't know. I got to go back and read the book to tell you. No, they both were English.
Okay.
They just came to Jamaica to start a business, and he was born in Jamaica. He lived there.
Yes.
And then him breaking down like Rastafari.
Yes.
Him breaking it down and getting you to understand what that was about and why dreadlocks were important to him. Now, today, it's a fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, it was a spiritual
Yes.
announcement.
Yes.
Again, we off the path now. What was your other question?
Kevin, will you stop that, man? We are never off the path. We are giving knowledge to folks who want to understand more about how you.
They're gonna say I'm boring because I'm not talking about the house music they want to hear.
Listen. This I'm enjoying it, man. It's like sitting at the master's foot. I'm drinking it all in, brother. I'm drinking it all
So,
in.
you're making my point.
Yeah.
Imagine if this was a book that you could go to.
Yes.
You have that opportunity, audible.com.
Yes.
Go there and just scroll through.
Yeah.
Who's one of your favorite people that you always looked up to?
Got you.
Find that person if they have a book or if there's a book about them.
Yep.
And then put it on your iPhone or you have a Android.
Yeah.
Put it on your Android and start playing it every day.
Yes.
Oh, it's a leisure time.
Yes.
Or instead of you turning on the TV, turn on your app.
Yes.
And get turned on with the knowledge that's going to come out of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it.
You're going to be a different person, guaranteeing you.
Yes.
I'm guaranteeing you, once you really get into the exercise of reading,
yes,
your whole life is going to change.
Got you.
All right. See, again, we off the path.
That's okay. I'm gonna bring you back.
Thank you.
But it's okay. I'm gonna let you drift again too. Where do you see the house music industry going in the next 3 to 5 years, maybe even 10? Where do you see that industry?
You know, I have never given any thought to that.
Yes.
I don't have any thought. I see what it's actually doing to itself.
Okay.
When you talk about house music industry, there's a larger community. Tiesto is the biggest DJ in the world. He's making $1 million a gig.
Now, who is this?
Tiesto.
Okay.
But he's not soulful house. You want soulful house. That's a different style of house music. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think young people are interested in the house music you and I like.
Okay.
In 5 years, I think we'll be older, and it'll turn into almost like a jazz type of thing. I think it'll be it's that way now, specialized. But as we get older, there'll be less and less people that can come out to those outdoor events.
Okay.
So in the gloom of it, I think it's, unless we get some great songwriters and producers and businessmen involved,
yes,
I don't think it's going to be much in 3 to 5 years. I really don't. Already, you don't have any clubs.
Well,
you don't have
that's true.
Going out. There's no club.
That's true too.
Right?
Yep. That's true.
Without the clubs, you have nowhere to showcase the art form. If you can't showcase the art form, you can't introduce it to anybody.
Yep.
If you can't introduce it and showcase it, you can't monetize it.
Yep.
If you can't monetize it, it can't exist.
Yep.
Because it's got to be able to eat and pay its bills.
Yep.
without the ability to monetize itself, it can't pay its bills. So that means it goes the way of.
But maybe what you just said is a way of having it to have continuation. Maybe the house music festival, the outdoor piece, maybe that is what's going to drive.
Well, the other bigger piece of what I'm trying to tell you is that young people are not into this music.
Yeah.
So that limits it there. Young people have their own music they're interested in, which happens to be hip hop or variations of hip hop.
Yeah.
So if young people aren't interested in it, who's gonna want to listen to it 5 years from now?
Mm-hmm.
If you see this in your own demographic.
Yeah.
Everybody at your party was maybe 45 and over.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So where do you think it's going? I ain't got to. Where do you think it's going? We all 60 years old. Everybody that's in your room is 60 years old. Where do you think it's going?
So I'm just going to be selfish and let you know, as long as I'm around, it's still going to be around, brother, because I love it.
Yeah, but the point is, at some point, Father Time going to catch up to you and say, you can't be out in the club at 4 a.m. no more, son.
Oh, that's why we do the day part, because I have no desire to be out that late. Right?
I'm going to say, you can't get up in the morning and do all of this, son.
And then I'm going to just be on my back porch, son.
I mean, that's the way you got to look at it.
Yeah, like I got you.
Not quick, but on the real, it don't have nothing to do with what they call natural selection.
Yes.
The natural selection is that if the music doesn't find an audience younger than us, it's doomed.
Yeah.
You don't listen to ragtime either. You don't even know what ragtime is.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah. But
all right. But all those people are gone.
Yeah, but when I do hear it, I do appreciate it though. I got you though, man. I got you.
But nobody buys it or even it's nothing.
Yeah.
There's a great movie. I think it's on Hulu. It's called Chevalier.
Okay.
It's about the black person who was as famous as Mozart.
Okay.
He beat Mozart in a battle.
Okay.
Of music. You check it out.
Okay.
Anyway, but nobody's listening to classical.
Yeah.
At one time, that was the premier music of the country.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what happens. That is what happens. We really, I mean, as businessmen, you really have to take your cues and your how can I say this? Your ideas.
Yes.
For how you can move the music from jazz.
Got you.
Jazz is the blueprint for what's going to happen to house music.
Gotcha. Well, we already have that segment called Jazz House. We've got people like Louis Vega in that space now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you said, what do I see it as? I'm not talking about Louis Vega creating the music.
Gotcha.
I'm talking about the business of house music is going to be very similar to jazz.
Got you.
Whereas jazz, you don't see a lot of record sales on jazz. You don't see that at all.
Yeah.
They don't even put jazz in the televised version of the Grammys.
Yeah.
At one time, that was the most popular music in America.
Yeah.
But as your parents grew and they became older, and we as young people, we got into R&B.
Yep.
So that music went away. And that's what's going to have to happen for house music. It's going to be like a history thing, like jazz is.
Got you.
it's going to be a history thing like jazz. I mean, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think I've gotten what I could out of it.
Yes, sir.
More importantly, I enjoyed it.
Yes. And you've given what you could.
Well, the main thing is enjoyed it, because when you create art, the purpose of art is for enjoyment.
Yes.
So, I mean, you have to look at this house music as an art form too.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So well, I gotta go in the store.
No, you're good, man. No. So listen, this is part 2, man. This is good. We're gonna keep chopping it up.
And we're going so far off the beaten path. I want you to stay on. I want to answer your questions.
And you are, brother. You are. Listen, Kevin, I love you. Have a great day, and we're gonna talk offline so we can schedule part 3.
Okay.
All right, beloved. I'll talk to you in a minute, man.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That concludes another episode of The Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. If you have any questions or comments about any of our episodes, please call 609-731-9311 or email kevin@minding-our-business.com. We look forward to joining us for our next one. Until next time.